Hello everyone, our topics for today are vectors and scalars. So a vector space, also known as a linear space, is made up of a collection of objects called vectors that are put together and multiplied or scaled by integers called scalars. Scalars are commonly thought of being real numbers. With vector spaces, however, there are only a few cases of scalar multiplication by rational numbers, complex numbers, and so on. Vector addition and scalar multiplication algorithm must meet certain criteria such as axioms. Scalars are defined as real or complex numbers using the phrases real vector space and complex vector space. A vector is a two-dimensional entity with both magnitude and direction. A vector can be seen geometrically as a directed line segment with an arrow denoting the direction and the length equal to the magnitude of the vector. The vector's direction is from the tail to the head. If two vectors have the same magnitude and direction, they are of course the same. This indicates that if we take a vector and translate it to a new point without rotating it, the vector we get at the end is the same as the one we started with. The vectors that indicate force and velocity are two examples of vectors. Both the force and velocity are moving in the same direction. The magnitude of the vector would represent the force strength or the velocity's corresponding speed. In this illustration, notice that the sack of rice is being moved 10 meters to the right. 10 meters to the right is called the magnitude. To the right is the direction, and 10 meters is called displacement in vector. The term displacement refers to a shift in an object's position. The location of an object changes when it moves relative to a reference frame, for as when a sack of rice goes to the right or when a student moves to the back of the line, it is displacement is the displacement is a term for this shift in position. The term displacement refers to an object that has moved or been displaced. The following equation can be used to define it. So as you can see in the screen, this is the formula of displacement. So x sub f is equal to the value of the final position, and then x sub 0 is value of the initial position, and the change in x, it is a symbol used to represent displacement. The term displacement refers to a vector. This means it has both the direction and a magnitude, and it is visually depicted as an arrow pointing from the starting point to the ending location. As an example, if a person moves a sack of rice to the right as shown in this illustration, the value of the initial position is 1 meter and the value of the final position is 10 meters. If we are going to use the formula, the change in x is equals to x sub f minus x sub 0, then the answer is positive 9 meters. So this means that movement to the right is, of course, positive in this coordinate system, while the movement to the left is, of course, negative. Now that ends our lesson for today. So In conclusion, scalar is a physical quantity that is completely described by its magnitude. Examples of scalars are volume, density, speed, energy, mass, and time. Other quantities such as force and velocity have both magnitude and direction, and they are called vectors. The difference between vectors and scalars is that vectors have magnitude, size, and direction, while scalars has a magnitude and size only. So I hope you learned something in this lesson. Have a good day, everyone.